Hello everyone, I'm Phoenix Tremaine, and as I said before, I'm going to start giving reports that I normally would give on my other social media on YouTube so that everything's lined up and, maybe I can get the same type of audience I've had success with on other social media on YouTube, because I have one of my YouTube pages has over 2,000 subscribers and another one has 6. So hopefully you enjoy my reports. And basically, what I've got people talking about on Facebook right now is Cardi B and Offset. Basically, people got mad at Offset because in a line on a new song he's on, he says, "I don't vibe with queers," which has caused a huge backlash of saying it's homophobic. And Cardi B, who's his fiance, has a huge gay following, and that's part of her ability to cross over, is that a lot of gays have really been pushing her music and retweeting and just doing everything Cardi B. Gays have been jumping on and helping to promote her, and then they're like, look, and I've seen some YouTubers say this, I don't know if I can continue to vibe with Cardi B if she doesn't stand up and say, hey, look, this is wrong. Homophobia is wrong. Some people say he needs to apologize. On Facebook, if you follow me, you'll see that I've said, he doesn't really need to apologize because he said what he said and he meant it. And I've said that about Trump. I've said that about other people who have said things, and people go, well, I want them to apologize because, what they said was wrong. And I'm like, when somebody says something, you believe them the first time they say it. You don't come back and get this, half-hearted apology and then all's right with the world. If Trump says something racist, believe him the first time when he says it, and don't be shocked when he says something else racist. Same thing with the Migos or Offset. He said he doesn't vibe with queers. Now, people have been saying this is one of the worst things you can say in the entertainment industry, because you still got to have a stylist, you still got to have a clothing designer. They rock all these different designers, that Gucci and all these different people. I'm not going to go through the names because Zach, I'm subscribed to Zach, and he's already gone through all of the names. But they're gay designers. So you're repping gay designers as soon as you put those popular clothes on your body, or you see where I'm going with this. So when it comes to getting sponsorship, when it comes to commercials, you tarnish your brand when you start doing anything that's prejudiced towards anyone, whether you're prejudiced towards blacks, whether you're prejudiced towards Latinos, whether you're prejudiced towards whites, whether you're prejudiced towards Jews, whether you're prejudiced towards gays. A person who's gonna make you a brand ambassador for, let's say, Nike or anything, the first thing they're going to look at is if you are prejudiced towards any type of community or group, then we're going to look like we're prejudiced too, because you're representing us. So when these celebrities are forced to, or in politicians, are forced to give you an apology, it's to save their brand, it's to make money. It's not because they're genuinely sorry. In some cases, people are very sensitive and they take things too far, and so a person can actually innocently say something. Sierra's going through it now when she said, I haven't read the full quote yet. I've just been seeing the Sierra backlash. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But she was telling women to elevate themselves and find, I guess, a good man to get married. So now a lot of women are in their feelings about that. So, Beyonce said, I'm going to upgrade you. Sierra's saying, you know, don't upgrade a man, get one that's already upgraded. She's not saying anything wrong, but now she's being hit with a huge backlash. So people can be very sensitive. So now Sierra's got to come back with an apology. That's a little different to me, because she's not saying, I hate single mothers, or I hate single women, or if you don't have a man, or you have a bad man, well, screw you. She's just saying, do better. And people can take that the wrong way, especially somebody who's really trying. So, but when you say something like, I don't vibe with queers, or that girl that went on her racist rant, the sorority girl that everybody been talking about all week, that went on her racist rant, got kicked out of her sorority and her college, she said what she said and she meant it. Those are two completely different things. So when Offset says, I don't vibe with queers, that's what he said, that's what he meant. For him to apologize is just BS. Now, I don't know what publicist came up with this, but they decided to spin it. The spin is, he did not mean queers as in gay. He just meant people that are queer, LGBTQ, lesbian, gay, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and then there's plus, and then it goes down the line. But yeah, I mean, how can you not know queer is a gay slang when it's not like people say it all the time? Are you queer? We've heard that before, whether it's on TV, whether it's in movies, whether it's just being in the black community, and people have used that term queers for gays. Now, he said, this is his explanation, that you need to look up the dictionary of the word queer, and it's not gay. So, we know what you meant. Like, for instance, when people use the N-word, it doesn't say black people in the dictionary. It says lazy and what other terms go with the N-word, the textbook dictionary version of it. But, when we hear someone say it in a negative way, we know they're not talking about Latinos, Asians, or white people. We know what that word has been designated for. I don't say the word, and I don't use the word. I don't condone the word. But when someone says it, I know the difference. My brother, I will hang up, when he says it, I'll hang up on the phone. And he'll call me back and he'll say it again, I'll hang up again. And then about the fourth time, he'll talk to me like he got some sense. We were raised in the same household. And then he won't use it. Or if he wants to be, ornery, I'm trying not to cuss on YouTube. I'll immediately hang up till, because he's probably trying to ask me for something anyway. So, you want to talk to me more than I want to talk to you right now. So, you stop using the word and we can have a conversation. You can tell me what you want. But he knew what he was saying and he meant it. And he meant it as queer. And the reason why I believe that he's not just like an idiot and is queer as in what he doesn't want to be around weird people, isn't that what the definition of queer is? So what is weird to you? What is different to you? You don't want to vibe with people with purple hair. You don't want to vibe with people with blue hair. What's weird to you? Yeah, you're talking about gays. Now, this isn't the Migos. Offset is part of Migos. This ain't the Migos' first rodeo when it comes to homophobia, which is why I call BS on him not knowing the definition of queer or using the definition of queer in a different way. Now, the Katy Perry scandal they had last year on SNL, where Katy Perry was using drag queens in her performance for Swish Swish, they were also supposed to be performing in the second set, which included the Migos, her song Bon Appetit. But they were not allowed to perform because the Migos did not want them to perform. And so there was one drag queen to the right, but there was not. There was obviously where there should have been more seats. So for whatever reason, they managed to. Katie let one get through, but that was it. From what I could see, maybe some lesbians on the other end, but that's different. And so it became a big thing that they were like, look, we were scheduled to perform in both songs, and because the Migos didn't want us there, most of us didn't get a chance to be in the second performance. And the drag queen that was to the left of the stage sat there the whole time. So when they were supposed to perform, I don't know if they were supposed to dance with Katie or if they were all just supposed to be sitting there. So it got worse. Later, the after party, the drag queens weren't allowed in the after party because, quote, the Migos felt uncomfortable with them being there. Where was Offset, like, defending that, saying, hey, look, everybody's people, you know, let's not do this. Let's not discriminate. Black people get discriminated against all the time. People are prejudiced against black people all the time. We're not going to be prejudiced against other people. We'll come in, party, you know, don't dance with me, but you were part of the performances. Come to the after party. That's not what happened. What happened was they weren't let into the after party, just like they weren't let in with the Migos performance. And then RuPaul got involved with the situation, and he was going back and forth on Twitter, Instagram, or something. And so I just looked this up because I knew there was a controversy previously. Now comes Cardi B. Cardi B says that he's been around gays around her. He was never prejudiced towards gays. That, you know, he respects everybody, which is what I would expect a girlfriend to say or a fiance to say. And she said that, same thing he said, you know, look up the definition of queer. That's not what he was talking about. So I promise you, if he gave his definition of queer, he's going to offend a whole bunch of new people. Because when you say I don't, you know, you can say I don't vibe with racist. I don't vibe with negative people. But, you know, if a person is queer, whether they're gay or they're just different, they might be goth, it could be anything, you know, you're going to offend someone. But if you offend someone who's doing something negative, nobody's going to get mad at you. But once you start offending people who haven't done anything to you, then we got a problem. Cardi B is being supported by the gay community, and her supporting Offset and just co-signing what he's saying, I don't think the gay community is going to abandon her, but if he does something else and she still stands by him, she's got a film deal, she's got a new endorsements, you know, her album hasn't even come out, and you know, her stuff is about to take off. She done some features with Bruno Mars and different people that's taken off, and you know, she's a star on a rise. And he's going to be an anchor around her neck if he's not going to be more mindful with what he does. Because if he's smart, as she rises, he can rise with her. Because now, a lot of people just knew Quavo or they knew the Migos as a group. But now, because he's with Cardi B, they now know him separately away from the group, that he's Offset. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out further into the future. But they're both young. They're really young to get married. And then they're getting married in the eye of the storm, which is fame. So they've got a lot working against them. So I feel like they need to be a better team. And I don't know what Offset can do to sort of make up for this. Maybe he can donate some money to a gay organization or do a video that includes queers. Something to assuage the gay and SGL community. But right now, you know, I think he has strike one at SNL, strike two if I don't vibe with queers, one more time, and I think not only will he hurt his career and his potential endorsements, but he'll also hurt Cardi B's career in her if people start looking at her like, well, you condone this, so we don't mess with you either. And see what happens when the community, the gay community, the SGL community, turns their back on you and you're stuck with trap music. You might find yourself back with Love and Hip Hop. So whatever managers you got, whatever PR people you got, you need to fix this. You both need to fix this. And you need to do it fast, because you can be famous today and it has been tomorrow. Just ask Iggy, who's come out with a new song, and I think she's just hanging up. Oh, and poor Tinashe. You know, Tinashe probably thought she was doing a good thing, having Offset on her song, and now there's people like, ugh, I can't even vibe with this song because Offset is on it. So poor Tinashe, you know, we're rooting for you, but I think Offset might have just hurt your latest single, but I heard you're coming out with like 3. You're just gonna throw a bunch of songs out there and see what sticks. But hopefully your next 2 songs don't feature Offset, and that hopefully they're more upbeat than the one that just came out. And you know, this is a domino effect. So let's see how this plays out. And in the comment section, you know, tell me what you think. Do you think Offset didn't know what queer meant when he said it? Or do you think he said what he said and he meant it, and he just got to deal with what comes next? So let me know in the comments, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon.